After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 311. It is Monday, June 11th, 2018, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad to have you with us again. I did it again. If we are new, we're glad to have you with us.
If we are new?
If they are new, we're glad to have you with us. And if you are returning, we're glad to have you back. If you're in the shadows, lurking in the shadows, please feel free to join the Ravelry group on Ravelry. We're Pen, Hook, and Needles. That way you'll be eligible for prizes and giveaways and things. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to hit the subscribe button on your right and press the little bell that lets you know when our podcasts are up. Let's see here. We do have a new member. We have a new member. It's Trilby.
It's
33523, and I believe it's pronounced Brigitte.
Brigitte.
Brigitte. We're welcome. We're glad to have you with us, and we'll welcome you here. What do you?
Your mug is first because you have more projects.
My mug.
Rules. Sorry, my allergies are bothering me.
Okay, wait a minute. I'd say I picked up my St. Paul mug because it's what I usually go to right away. Probably shouldn't do this when it's hot.
No, probably shouldn't.
Okay.
That's actually a really bad idea.
All right, this is my chai tea in my St. Paul mug. Because it's rainy and it's actually kind of chilly out today. So, I haven't had it yet, so.
You haven't had your chai yet?
Not this one.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you St. Paul here, in case you haven't seen it before. There's a nice little prayer on the back, but this is the front. Okay.
And, in my dysautonomia awareness mug, is my Plum Deluxe tea, and this is the Happy Hour Blend Herbal Tea. It's a fun, feisty blend that makes every tea moment a happy hour. And it's got honeybush tea, hibiscus, lemon verbena, lime extract, love, and gratitude. No caffeine.
No alcohol either.
No. Great iced or as a cocktail mixer. So, I'm going to actually let you taste first because I'm sniffling much.
Okay, just don't spill it.
Even though I know this is allergies, it's still not nice.
I always do like this. I can always taste the lime in it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's really good.
Mm-hmm, it is.
It definitely can taste the lime in it.
It's a good tea.
It is. Okay, jumping right into things because apparently we're all about the business today. All right, we have a coupon.
Isn't that something Dan says?
Yeah,
but it means something different when
he says all the business. It means like
I think it's a British thing.
Yeah, I think it means like they're fantastic, or like the cat's pajamas or whatever.
What does it even mean, the cat's pajamas? It's such a weird saying.
It is a weird saying. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, I know what it means, but why does it mean?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
What's the etiology?
Etiology?
Ideology.
Ideology?
No, etiology. Where it comes.
Not etiology.
No, etiology.
Etiology.
E-T-I-O-L-O-G-Y. Etiology.
I don't think I've ever seen that word.
It's a medical term.
Oh, well, that's not medical. Okay. coupon code for Lady Fernico Creations is PHNACW June 18, and it's 15% off, and that's good for another couple of weeks. It ends June 30th at midnight. So if you want to check out the stuff in my shop, I've been updating. I had a small update last week. I hope to be updating again in the next week or 10 days or so if I can get the pictures taken. So there's that. And I thank everybody who's already bought. And I will be sending a check to Autism Society. I think that's who I decided to send to at the end of the Autism Awareness. That it'll be a percentage of what I made from the yarn sales for the See the Potential and the It's Okay to Be Different yarns. Okay, now in other groups we have the Harry Potter Cal, which is in the Victorian Studio Podcast, which is Maureen, and that's all year long, and all the rules are in her group. Is anything Harry Potter related, you can just check that out and see. The Family Movie Night Cal and the Year of Socks Cal are both in the Crocheting Whovian podcast. That's Laura Concert, who is Crocheting Whovian, and that I think they're both a year long, actually. Yes, they're both a year long, and the rules are in her group. And again, this is a great podcast to watch. The Shorty Socks Cal is in the Undead Yarn podcast group, and that's socks of all kinds, and it's all year long. And Heidi just put up a new podcast, so if you want to see that, it's up. And then we have, and I think it was a mini, like a little short thing. And then we have the 18 hats in 2018, and that's in Brittany's group. That's the Comforting Crafts group. It's not a podcast group, but it's there, and it's 18 hats in 2018. And then the 18 toys in 2018 is Studio Von Designs. That's Vonnie, and that's the Bee's Knees group. And that's 18 toys in 2018. And then she also is having a Dragon Along Cal. And that's the same group, Bee's Knees, Vonnie. She's Studio Von Design, and that's June through August 1st. And the rules are in the group. Okay, it sounds like a lot of fun. I started a dragon, I think. Maybe. Okay. And then tracking, the 2018 tracking stash is Deb's Destiny, who is Debbie, and Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila from the Never Cast Off podcast. And the rules are in their group. Okay, all these groups that I mentioned are wonderful groups to be a part of, so you might want to check them out if you're looking for a podcast to watch or a group to be involved with. All right. Wow, that was fast. You all right?
No.
What's wrong?
I just don't feel quite right. It's okay.
Do you want to do it later?
No, I'll be okay.
All right. PHN Autism Awareness 2018. That goes through the end of the month. The rules are in the group, but it's essentially 1 WIP per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. We have 2 co-hosts. There is Crocheting Whovian, who is Laura Concert, and there is Cappy, who is the Yarn and I. I think she's Yarn and I. Her group is the Yarn and I Cappy, I think. And they both have podcasts that are very fun to watch. And they're just a lot of fun to be involved with. The group rules are slightly different for all 3 groups, but it's the same time period, and it's all to foster autism awareness. It has to be bright colored. For our group, it has to be at least 75% bright colored. And for the other groups, like I said, it's slightly different, so check out their rules. We have, let's see here. We have many prize donations that I went over last week. I'm not going to even go over them except to thank the donators. And I want to get Talia off the podcast as soon as possible.
No, I'll be okay. It'll pass. It'll pass.
We have several prizes that I mentioned last week. I showed them all out, so I'm not going to show them. If you want to see them, just go back to the last podcast toward the beginning. And we thank the donators for them. We have featured patterns and featured yarns for this along. Any object that is done in bright colored yarn that is Lady Fernico Creations or Cappy's yarn is eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO, and that includes my autism awareness yarns, which are bright. And then the any Franciscan Gypsy Designs that is bright colored, that's a FO, that is also eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And the patterns by Laura Concert, if they are done in bright colored yarn, 2 chances at a prize for an FO. The Jack Be Nimble Baby Blanket pattern, that is a loom knit pattern by Mom Cook, who's Renee. That's eligible for 2 chances at a prize if you have the FO. And Miss World's weighted lap gown and bear pattern and her Tatty Teddy, if you've done them in bright colored yarn and you finish the project, that's eligible for 2 chances at a prize. Now, if you have my bright colored yarn or Cappy's bright colored yarn with one of those patterns and you finish it, that's eligible for 3 chances at a prize, but you are responsible for your own posting, multiple postings, and for putting the ball bands in and letting us know what the pattern is. All right, we did the prizes and things like that. Let's see here. I do have a couple of just short little facts for the autism from the same people I did last time. And he was saying that I'm not sure where he got this research from, but most of it that I can tell, it seems to be fairly accurate. Because this was done a while back. I think this was done a couple of years ago. He said that around 50% of the individuals with autism wander off from a safe environment, and over 50% go missing, which is kind of a frightening. People think that we're very overprotective of Davina, but she does tend to wander off, and so you have to be aware where she is all the time. And she vacillates between not wanting to talk to strangers and then throwing herself at strangers if they're long lost relatives. So you have to be really careful with people on the spectrum there. Boys are nearly 5 times as likely than girls to have autism, so it's more likely for boys to have it. And autism-related costs average $60,000 a year per family. That was whenever this is written, so it's probably higher now. And then there are 5 types of autism spectrum disorders. There's pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. There's autism, there's Asperger's syndrome, Rett syndrome, and child disintegrative disorder. Now, I looked these up to see if anybody else listed the other 2, Rett syndrome and childhood disintegrative disorder, to see if they listed it, and some people did and some people didn't. So just to be aware of that. Okay. All right. Tea and Tails Cal has been going since January, so it's been almost 6 months. I guess it's been 6 months, and we have another 6 months to go. It's January through December, okay? And they must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted, and that's the same thing for the autism awareness. Previous WIPs will be allowed, but must be worked during the time period that we are doing this, which is all year. So you can pretty much have time to do anything, carte blanche, if you want to work on it. And the same is true also for the autism awareness for that as well. Chatter and pictures will all be in the same thread, and projects must be tied in some way, shape, or form to tea and or tails. Okay, it can be the name of the yarn, it can be the name of the project, the name of the pattern. Okay, just as long as you can relate it to a tea or a tails. It'd be fun if you did both, but you don't have to. 1 WIP per project per week, the FO whenever it's done. All right. And we also announced what the prizes were for this already. It's going to be a tea prize and a yarn prize this time. As always, any Franciscan Gypsy Designs FOs that can be related to tea and or tails, or any FOs in Lady Vertical Creations yarn will be eligible for 2 chances at a finished object, and if the 2 are combined, it's eligible for 3 chances. You just have to make sure you show how it is eligible for that. And you're also responsible for posting those multiple postings. The tags are PHN Tea and Tails 2018 on Ravelry and hashtag PHN Tea and Tails 2018 on Instagram. And we do have several other featured patterns besides Talia's and my yarn. We have any patterns by Joanna Johnson that are based on stories like Anne of Green Gables or Sherlock Holmes or whatever it is she's done. And I believe she's all knit. We have featured patterns by Loom Knit, who is Mom Cook, and hers are Loom Knit patterns, and they are mostly tea, if I'm not mistaken. Just check them out. She has a lot if you're a loom knitter. Okay. We have featured patterns by Crochet and Hoovian that can be related to Tea and Tales, and I think the only one she has for that is the Hufflepuff. But if you do her hat and you can relate it with the yarn or something,
Right.
more power to you, right? Okay. Let's see here. I already said what the prizes were, so we'll move on from that. Okay. We want to thank all of our prize donators. You know who you are. We mentioned you specifically last week. I just want to kind of move on here. You said how many?
I have 6.
6. Okay, I have 8.
I think I'm better. It's okay.
Okay. Let me see what my first project is. All right, my first project is in my Fun in the Woman Cave bag. This is a Anne Brodie Silver Shed USA bag. I believe it's her large bag. And this is... No. This is not right. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. This is my second test for the I'll Be There For You shawl. It's called the Blue Sky Shawl pattern.
Does it count as a test if you started before the original one?
Yeah, because I was doing it together. I just, I still am testing it. It's just the other one. The other one just got finished first because I wanted to work those colors. So I made some progress. I switched my needles out to ChiaoGoo's because they came in. So I switched them out, and I have more room. This is a 60-inch cable, which I will feel a lot more comfortable with when I get all those stitches on. So, and this is fun. I mean, the only thing you have to be careful with this when you're doing it is not to split the yarn. So, which I did. So that's that one. And I think I have one more to do, and then we're even up.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. I will be putting up the pattern pretty soon. If you don't mind not having a lot of pictures right now for the rough, because my husband hasn't had a chance to take pictures. I do have some pictures I'll put in there, kind of as placeholders maybe, but it won't be the finished type pattern. Okay, it'll be all the important stuff is in there, just not the photos. Okay, that are going to be in there, and I will put something else up in the thread pretty soon. Okay, about test knitters. All right, the next one is in my Kikiboo Holiday Owls bag. Is the In the Rainforest hat, and it's just a basic loom knit hat. I did a little bit on this as well. These go pretty quickly. If I sat here, I could probably do this in an hour. So, and this is the yarn. It's kind of a mess. It just didn't stay together very well.
Kind of a mess.
It didn't stay together very well. So when I finish the hat, I'll try to re-roll it. And this is the yarn is. Let's see, what is the yarn? The yarn is Hobby Lobby. I love this chunky, and I don't know exactly what the colorway is, so I've lost the ball band.
So in my Silver Shed USA Kissing Bunnies bag is my just a little Chili Miter square Afghan using Scrap Sport, DK, and worsted weight yarns, and is inspired by Bryony Bears of Bakery Bears fame, Katie F. Jones. And this comes from her tutorial videos.
It's pretty.
Didn't finish the square. Got a lot of undone.
Nice and bright.
So,
Very nice. Looks like light brights is what it reminds me of.
and I actually think you are right. This might have been used for a stethoscope cozy, my first one.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Light Bright game.
Light break game.
It was, you probably never seen it, I don't think. When I was growing up, they had like a little board, and it had light behind it, and you'd stick in these pegs, and the pegs would light up in colors.
Oh, okay.
So it was called Light Bright. Okay, now that I've dated myself. Let's see here. My next one, if I can find it. Okay, this one you haven't seen in a while. I've started this and restarted it several times. In my Silver Shed USA, I think this is a 2X, I think.
I think you might be right.
This is our PHN anniversary bag.
That used to be all we would order.
Yeah.
Is it 2X's?
I started a square. I restarted the square. I'm going to pull it out because I think I'm off on the center because I couldn't figure out how to put the marker in, where to put it before or after. So this is it. It's going to be torn out and redone. I might restart with a different yarn and have this where I can see it so it's not on a corner. But I'm using just scraps of worsted and DK in here mostly. So I'm going to try again with this because apparently I can't let it go right now. I keep saying I'm going to tear it out, but I don't. I just tear it out and start it again. It was hard because I was watching a movie while we were doing it, so I kept losing my count and which row I was on. And it's called the There and Back Again Afghan, and it's based on the recipe by K.F. Jones. I'm actually using her Stitch in Time notes.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to keep going back to the video.
Along the same theme is the Diana's Blocks, which is the Stitch in Time blanket by Kay. And I'm using scrap fingering weight yarns. And I keep showing this square here because it's finished.
C'est fini.
Yeah.
Very
So
pretty.
that's square number 1. And then I'm in my sparkle square. I'm only a few stitches from being able to finish this last square, and then I can start the next row.
That's pretty.
So I hadn't realized how close I was to the end of that square.
Yeah, you were close.
A lot of times I work on this when we're watching Turtles. Particularly if I have to go to work that night because...
Something you put down.
Yeah, I can put it down pretty quickly in the short rows. But not short rows.
Not short rows. Okay, let's see here. I'm getting hot now. Okay, my next one is in my... What do I do with it? God bless you. In my Knitting's My Bag, French Lady's bag is the Alora Dannon sweater, baby sweater, and it's from the In Threes, a baby cardigan pattern by Kelly Herdrick. And I did a row on here because I was on the wrong side, but I didn't want to go any further because I need to ask Ty for clarification on what I'm reading. So I didn't do a whole lot, just a row on this. I'm trying to see here. This is the front. Like this. Trying to find my button holes. There's one here, and there's one right here. One here and one right there.
Very cute.
So it's coming along. And I know I've just been having like brain freeze.
Did you say the yarn?
This is Hobby Lobby. Oh, let's see. Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn print, and the color is Sea Spray Stripe. I don't think there's purple in the Sea Spray, but that's okay. I like this. I like the way it's working up, and it's going to be warm. Feel that?
Very
It's going to be warm. So I like this pattern. I'm just a little confused because I had some kind of brain freeze. I couldn't read patterns for the life of me the last couple of days. I don't know if I was overtired. And I said, okay, I'm just going to wait. So I don't have to tear things out. That's that. The needles are US 8s. Red lace, of course.
Chagoo red laces.
Chagoo red lace. I don't think there is any other red lace.
Well, for people who are new and don't necessarily know.
Who aren't in the know.
In my Silver Shed USA, I think this is a large. No, it's not.
I think it's an extra large.
Extra large? Okay. Silver Shed USA, Nurse's Caps on Palefield.
I think.
Is 8. This is the Decennium pattern by Vintage Pearls, and I'm using Miss Bab's Tart Babette in the colorway Electric Turquoise, Spring Tree Road in the colorway Jenny Linsky, and Zen Yarn Garden Serenity Silk in the colorway Blood Orange.
It's coming along nicely.
So, only worked a couple of rows.
Very pretty. But Davina doesn't want that one.
Probably not. Not that I would give her that option.
No, you don't have to give her the option to have her say, I would like that, or that's really pretty.
So, headed back into a section similar to this one down here.
Very nice.
So,
Are the markers for color changes?
for yeah, repeats.
Okay, my next one is, let's see here. In my Knitting's My Bag white cardinals bag, red cardinals bag. I guess there's white cardinals on here too, but I'm sorry guys. It might be the truck.
The truck's calling?
Yeah. Alright, my husband's truck is in the
Call
shop.
from not provided.
Excuse me.
Call from not
Hold on,
provided.
do I need to put this on pause?
No. And we might get a call right afterward because they've been really annoying today where they call and I don't answer. I'm screening. And then they call right back like 3 seconds later. Where am I here? Okay.
Sorry about all the tissues, guys. My allergies are really bad today.
In my This is my bag, Christmas Cardinals bag, is my Faith of Our Fathers, and I only did a little bit of the bookmark because I was watching TV, so I didn't want to mess up. So I didn't do a whole lot, but it's there.
Very cool.
I don't know if you can see it, but it is
Yeah, they
there.
can see it. The little cross.
There. I really do like Mosaic. I just, I really do. And this is just Knit Picks yarn. You know, the Brava, I think it's Brava Sport, but I'm not sure.
I gave Davina all my Brava since I'm tending away from acrylic.
Yeah. Well, I like the acrylic for the baby stuff, but I can also use the superwash for that as well.
Well, simply because I do so much color work and stuff. I don't know. I prefer wool, even if it's a cheap wool. Even if it's superwash wool for my color work.
Right.
So
I'm going to turn this off because apparently something got spilled and it's sticking.
oh,
So
it's not gonna make it stick less.
no, but I'm not going to use it.
Oh,
Okay. Your turn.
alrighty. Let me just mark off this.
My
one.
colors were Dove, Heather, and Fairy Tale in that last project.
In my Silver Shed USA Rebel Scumbag is my RAR hat, which is a Diana's hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. I'm using Dragon Horde yarn fluffy sock in the colorways Dinosaurs RAR, and this is for Davina.
Is that Christy or Tristan?
Dragon Horde is Tristan.
That's the daughter, right?
Yeah.
Very pretty. But it's
So-
bright. It's blowing out the camera.
Oh yeah, it's very bright. I won this from Laura.
Yeah.
So.
Very pretty.
And it may or may not also become a stethoscope cozy simply because my work is talking about not permitting stethoscope cozies, and I don't want to make more until I hear
Differently.
differently because I want to put the effort into it and not be able to use them.
Right. Is that all you want to say?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is in my Knit Is My Bag Angel Bag. Lois went looking for this for me because I wanted a different angel fabric and it went away.
Yeah, went looking for the fabric. For me, not the bag.
There was a different fabric that she had and I didn't make it anymore, so she helped me find this one. I really appreciated that. And this is my Medicine Man shawl project from the Spandrel shawl pattern by Simone Carite. And I did a couple rows on this, so you can see how it's turning out. That's the front. So I like this so far. I'm getting ready to go into the actual mosaic that's not just stripes. So that'll be fun. There. And the color, the yarn I'm using is, I think it's Miss Babs. Let's see. Miss Babs Yowza in the Franklin and Rainforest colorways. I think the Franklin is the darker and the Rainforest is the lighter. I have it on my notes somewhere. So this is fun. I like it.
And that's going to become more mosaic later?
Yeah.
Is it just me or does the lighting just keep changing on our camera? It seems to go red and then pale.
To be quite honest with you, I'm paying more attention to you than I am to the camera.
Oh, okay. No, I'm okay, Mom. Whatever that was, that flare passed.
Okay. Okay.
Alrighty. In my Plover Bird stained glass Batman bag. And this was another special fabric. She found that for me.
And that's Plover Bird.
Yeah. I've never seen this fabric anywhere else.
I have seen it.
Oh, okay.
But she still had to find it.
Yes, she did.
It was popular for a little while back when you got this,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't overly popular.
Yeah, because it wasn't your typical. And then it has all the wham bang pow. This is Mom's tea break test knit for her. This is my tea break, a test knit for Mom's pattern. I'll be there for you. And I'm using Miss Babs Killington in the colorway Coffee Break.
Now Killington is what weight? Is sport?
Yeah, I think so.
I really like the way that's working out.
So this actually has grown quite a bit. I knit on this during when we watched Solo in the theater. Wow, that feels like so long ago.
Yeah, it was last week.
But it feels like forever.
Did we talk about that last week?
We hadn't seen it yet. We saw it after the podcast.
Right, so we can talk about that later. It looks like a Star Trek emblem right now.
Right, it does. This was very good knitting for the theater, even though it's dark, simply because it was very mindless. And I didn't
prefer meditative.
Well, I didn't need to see in order to knit it. Which was perfect because then I can knit during the movie. I like having projects that I don't have to mark off what row.
Right.
And can just keep going.
That's why that gets a lot of work done when I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
Okay,
because I don't need to see to knit.
Oh, okay. Do you have more to say about that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, my next one. Okay. In my Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn sock bag, this is Kim, who is from Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn, is the purple neon bobble hat from the Bobble Slouch Beret pattern. And you're going to notice that this is a lot smaller than I showed you. So I had some reverse progress on this.
What happened?
I didn't like, it was really ginormous.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't going to fit anybody. So I went ahead and tore it out and started over again. So this is where I'm at. I am now using a 6.5 millimeter, I believe that's a K. Yeah, K hook. And the yarn is just Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I think it's like neon purple. It's for Davina. She doesn't know it, but she was all about how pretty this yarn was. So, and then when it's done, I'll probably give her the yarn too.
It's showing up darker on screen.
Yeah, it's very bright. It's not that deep. Whoops! It's not that deep purple. It's a very vibrant, bright purple. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up better, but so this is fun. I've done her. I've made her a couple of these already. She has a yellow one and a blue one, and each one looks different. I'm hoping that doing the right hook size will have a difference. I must have a gauge similar to the ladies because usually if I drop down a hook, I'm fine, and it was too tight. And so we'll see if doing the actual size, because going up a size made it too big.
Right. My next one, hold on, I actually want to clamp this off because I want to work on that once I show it. Because that's what I've been wanting to work on. Is a new project. And I had talked about this last week, wanting to start this. In my Ploverbird Turtles bag.
Do I know what this is?
Yeah, you know what this is.
Okay.
It's Buttery Goodness.
Oh, right.
This is the Diana's Hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza in the colorway Squash Blossom. Because this pattern actually calls for like a sport weight. And I've been using a fingering weight for most of the hats. And I'll still use fingering weights to make this hat. But I wanted to use the close to required pattern.
It'll be interesting
yarn.
to see how it's different. It's going to match your sweater.
Yep, and my shawl that I have. And
Although it's not, this is acrylic, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
But I am actually just a hair farther in this hat than in the other one.
That's fun.
Because this is what I've been wanting to work on. I've had a little bit of a rough week, so.
A lot of a rough week. Not as bad as the one that you landed in the hospital, but
it's. So this is what I wanted to work on. Well, you warned him.
I did. But this was a little bit long. This might actually.
Call from Best Exterminate.
Oh, it's best. They're gonna have to wait.
So
Call from Best Exterminate.
I have gotten quite a bit of work done on this. And I look forward to having it. I won't add any more rows to make it longer because it's going to already be longer than the fingering weight.
Do you think it'll be long enough?
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Because this is also a tad heavier than what's required because it is technically worsted versus the sport, but it's a light worsted. Okay, good. I completely talked over her.
I hope that they didn't catch any of that stuff. Okay. I apologize. It seems like they've gotten worse and worse, and it doesn't matter what time we podcast. It's like they have antenna up, and they realize that we have the camera going, and they ring. It's just annoying. Okay, so are you finished with what you want to say about the hat? Do you think they caught all of it?
Yeah, basically it's a slightly heavier weight, but I think it'll be fine. I don't need to add any extra rows.
Okay. This is a new pattern as well, a new project. This is Draco the Dragon from the Dragon Pattern by Stacy Trock. I've had this thing in my queue for like 50 million years. So when Vonnie started the Dragon along, I thought I'd do this pattern. And the yarn I'm using is Undead Yarn, Witch Base in Don't Eat the Baby, and Madelinetosh DK in the Opaline colorway. So the pattern is from the Choose Your Own Dragon by Fresh Stitches. And I just started. It was really what I wanted to work on. This is the Opaline colorway.
Oh, okay.
I believe this is the one they sent me by mistake. It's a really pretty color. It's kind of a purpley gray. So it's not going to be a really bright dragon. And then this is going to be the contrast color.
Okay.
So I'm excited about doing a toy. I'm leaving my Tortoise versus Hare Terra for Tortoise versus Hare. So I can finish my dragon in the meantime. And this is in my Silver Shed USA. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop owl bag? Which I just love. I'm so happy that Nina got me this for Christmas, or whatever she got me this for. So that's that. Alright.
Do you have any finished objects?
No, but you do, right?
Oh, but you have a frog.
I have 2 frogs.
Well, frogs go before FOs.
Okay. The first one I frogged, I've tried socks. I really have. Tube socks, regular socks. I don't think I'm there yet. Not that I can't do it. I think I have the skills.
It's not what you're interested in.
I don't want to do it right now. I just don't want to, despite the fact that several of my friends have sock-alongs. I just don't want to. So I tore out the Flynn Rider baby sock projects.
Those are needles.
But those aren't the needles I was using. Okay, so those aren't the droids you're looking for. So here's the yarn. The socks are gone. I must have used them maybe for the cast on or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
We'll leave the needles out.
yeah. Well, I have the other bag. I have a whole bunch of needles from projects I pulled out right there, and I think one of them belongs in here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think these are 16-inch size 7s, and these are
US
24-inch.
Yeah.
So I tore it out. It's in my bag, gnome bag. Okay. The other thing I tore out, and neither of these is because of the designer. And this one, I have 3 or 4 other projects by her on my needles. So this is KF Jones's Ollivander shawl, and I just barely started it, and I was going to leave it on, and I realized I haven't done it for over a year, and my gauge has probably changed. So I decided to tear it out, and I'll revisit it later because I love her patterns, and I love the way she writes her patterns. I just haven't.
Obviously, it's not
Yeah.
where you're at right now.
No, I have 2 sock knitter shawls on the needles. I have her Stitch in Time blanket, or whatever you want to call that, on the needles. I have an angel hat on. It's not anything to do with Kay.
Yeah.
I love Kay's patterns, and I love this one. And that's the reason I didn't frog it. I actually took it off because I don't want it going against her pattern. So, and this is in a Plover Bird coffee and tea mug bag. I usually call it no, it's not a coffee cup bag. It's a teacup bag because it was the only one I could find for a long time. Okay, so that's done.
Now I have one FO. I finished my Maryland Sheep and Wool Sheep's
It's adorable.
hat.
So cute.
The white really doesn't show up well against that light blue.
It's fine.
This is not really going to be for me. I don't know who this is going to be for. I'll probably sit in a gift thing.
It's kind of small.
No, it's not.
It seems like it is.
Well, it's not a slouchy hat.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm used to seeing all the different slouchy hats.
It's really just a winter hat.
It's very cute.
So, yeah, it's just a simple winter hat. Yeah, you're used to all the winter hats I normally do. No, I mean, because it covers your ears completely and covers your head. It's just not slouchy.
And with the folded brim, it's really... Because I know no matter what hat I have, my ears aren't covered properly. I get cold.
And because it's quite a long folded brim, it can be whatever. It can really fit just about any head for length. So,
Very nice.
finished this yesterday, but I woven the ends early this
Very
morning.
nice. I thought you were still working on when I came down this morning at 4.
No, I was working on a different hat.
Oh, okay.
I was working on the other colorwork hat. The one that already showed the decennium.
So do you have any stash enhancements?
I do you?
Yeah, but they're over to the side there.
Okay. So,
I mean, I can say what it is. It's just, I got a shipment, a fairly large shipment of bare yarn.
So the first is, I said I needed more of the,
she ordered
Squash
this on the
blossom.
last podcast.
yes I did. And I do use a fair amount of the squash blossom. It's like my,
Precious?
yes. There we go. I'm not pulling the yarn out because you can see it right here. I just want to see my
She
mini
caked it
skein.
up. That's why it
Yeah.
looks weird. Pretty mini skein.
So I got heavy lace weight. It's a wild iris.
You might be able to use that in your fingering weight blanket.
Yeah, because it's a heavy one. So, but that's the real reason why I opened it, because I wanted to see what my mini skein was, because I know what yarn it is. And you guys already see it right there.
You're making lots of noise.
I know, and I'm not at all apologetic about
I
it.
can see that.
And then, Mom gifted me the Bombadil hat. by Susan Pandorf.
She has a lot of neat patterns.
So here's what it looks like there. And it's got a pattern on top, like a cable-y pattern up top, and then the color works in the brimish area. Mom's hinted that she wants this hat.
I actually looked at that thinking it was mosaic at first. I kind of had an idea it was stranded, but I was, kind of hoping maybe it wasn't.
And then this is the Amherst Shield
I like that
Tam,
one too.
which I really like. There's the top. And
Oh, it's a chart.
there's the edge.
Very pretty. And both these people have a fair amount of color work and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and this one is by Sands Designs. And the inspiration for this pattern came from an unused Lord of the Rings drawing for a shield. Ooh, colorworked cables. I've never done colorworked cables.
That'll be fun.
It includes techniques such as 3 colors per row. Okay, I've done that. Colorwork cables, corrugated ribbing, done that. Strand and targe, I've done that. So, I don't do a lot of 3 colors per row, but I have done 3 colors per row. I'll probably have to make the largest size for the head.
If it's gonna.
It says fitting ladies small to medium.
Yeah.
So, there's no way I don't have a small head.
Okay. You have something else, right?
Yes. And I have some Plum Deluxe that just came in. I haven't even opened it yet. Came in right before the podcast. It smells really good.
Always does when you open it up.
So, the little mini one is the Pineapple Pop Herbal Tea. Pineapple bits, apple bits, mango bits, apricot bits, rose hips, lemongrass, orange peel, calendula, cornflowers, pineapple essence, love and gratitude.
That sounds like
no
fun.
caffeine. And then Tranquil Peach Herbal Tea.
Is that the one I just bought? No, I did peaches and cream, right?
You did peaches and cream.
Yeah.
I think that had caffeine in it.
Yeah, I did.
Rubio's tea, apple pieces, pineapple pieces, rose hips, chamomile, lemon verbena, calendula, blue cornflowers, peach/pineapple essence, no caffeine. And then
We have the best smelling garden everywhere. Anywhere. Ooh.
Mango Gray Herbal Tea. That's right. This was Earl, like it was like Earl Grey month or something. I feel like he had like a sale on all of the Earl Grey.
Mango Gray sounds like it might be a lighter tea. Mango, it's not very strong.
It's got honeybush tea, Rubio's tea, apple, mango, orange peel, calendula, blue cornflower, bergamot/mango essence, love and gratitude,
Sounds good.
and no caffeine.
I'm looking forward to that one.
There we go.
Okay, what else?
Well, do you have anything for the shop?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, my shop, I do have...
Because that is the next section.
I do have shop stuff, but it's downstairs drying. Because I didn't get a chance to do any yarn dyeing until Sunday. So I hadn't had a chance to dry. I've got some on the line, and I had some I had to retouch up that's sitting in the back room cooling off. And hopefully I'll be able to show it to you next week with maybe some other things as well. Excuse me. I was really happy that my River Rock sold. The person who ordered it loved it, so I'm glad about that. And I actually had some really good comments on it in my dyeing group over on Facebook, so that made me happy. But basically that's it. I am just keep your eye open if you're looking for yarn for my shop. As I said, the coupon code is still live and will be until midnight on the 30th of June, as far as I know. That's what I think it says on the... You have to set it and they take care of when the clock goes. So
Right.
and that's 15% off whatever you purchase. And I've been trying to remember to put all the yarns that I put in under the code.
Right.
So I will be adding things to the shop periodically. Okay. I think that's it for that. Do you have shop news at all?
Oh no, I haven't even worked on design. I don't really have anything else.
All right. Well, what did you write, read?
I haven't.
You haven't done either?
No.
Okay.
I don't think reading medical journals counts.
Well, I've done my religious reading. I'm still reading Dark Force Rising because I'm reading a little at a time. I did do some writing this week, made some progress on the shared story, and I'm getting ready to take up prompting duties again for my writing group. So that's that. But basically, this is a fast podcast. I don't have a lot to say except for the knitting ephemera. Let me see if I can pick it up off the floor. And this is a book that was passed forward by Laura Smoot. It's called Knitting Ephemera. And let's see, I thought this kind of was amusing to me. Okay. The type of hat known as a balaclava was named after the Battle of Balaclava, fought during the Crimean War in 1854. A balaclava is a hat that exposes only part of the face, sometimes only the eyes or nose, mouth. Balaclavas were sent to the British soldiers to help protect them from the cold. Today, balaclavas are perhaps most closely associated with, wait for it, bank robbers. You had the eyes and the... so those are the... I never knew what a balaclava was, and that's what they are. So I thought that was kind of interesting. All right. Next week, I think, are we podcasting normally? Or are we doing Sunday?
I can't remember.
Okay. We'll probably be podcasting either Sunday or Monday. I know Ty is working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week.
Yeah, I can't remember. I have to take a look at the calendar.
We will, if we...
I kind of feel like that might be the Monday week, but I can't remember.
If it changes, if we're unable to podcast on Monday, we'll try to put something in the thread. So you'll know. And if for some reason we forget and we're late, it's just because we forgot. We will try to put something.
Well, it would be an early podcast anyway.
No, I'm saying if we waited an extra day if we were late.
Well, we couldn't wait an extra day. I think I worked
Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday, something like that.
Okay, well, we'll just keep an eye on the thread and on the podcast if it might go up early.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that we have much more. It's a very fast podcast, but we want to thank all the people who commented on YouTube. Linda, Linnea, SK Hoyt, and Andy. Want to thank you for commenting on YouTube, and want to thank everybody who commented on Ravelry.
I actually answered like more than half the people.
Yeah, I answered almost everybody, and then just before we podcasted, there were a few people that, I was keeping track, but they weren't addressed to me, so I didn't answer them. And then somebody, I think I didn't get to Vonnie's when she put her response on there, but we're trying to keep up with them a little better. Loving seeing all the activity on the autism awareness and the Tea and Tales threads. Even though I haven't been there very much to say anything, I do see things. I try to get in there at least once or twice a week if I can to post things there. I think that's about it. I think that's it.
Okay.
So if you, we hope you have a very, very special week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is you like doing. And we hope to see you here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. In the meantime, this is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 311, and that's a wrap.
Bye.